the blinds behind us closed because that was G's office.
Oh, Jeter was disgusted by us. It's like, what is this? What is this? What is this ruckus outside of my office?
Yeah.
I quite frankly can't believe they positioned us there. I mean, I guess that's where the outlets would reach. But
Yeah, that's why. Like, yeah.
Jeter's like, I couldn't imagine like Jeter looking at the PR guy that day, and he's like, "Sports radio show outside my office, really, really." All right. What else, Robbie?
So Tobin,
Yes?
apparently there's an agent that told the NBA Analysis Network that the Miami Heat would intrigue Kawhi Leonard.
It is time for Miami Beach. Operation Miami Beach. Engage. And Kawhi coming to the Heat. Don't want to play with playoff P. Cause he poops the bed every postseason. I'm on my way.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I just went on a whole rant about Paul Pierce. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here doing a show with a guy talking to a whale.
What are you talking?
With a whale phone.
Well, it's just where we take our calls. I mean, I can't help it with the way the phone looks. Miami Beach, Leroy, it's back.
So is that Gogi trade back on?
No, free agent. It's even better.
Oh, is he free agent after this year?
Oh, yeah. Ooh,
so here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So you think they tell Oladipo to kick rocks because we getting Kawhi?
No. You know, we'll figure out the Oladipo thing. I mean, he says he's got, one leg that doesn't work. I mean, it's, we'll see how that goes. Kawhi, I believe Kawhi actually also has a degenerative leg that doesn't work. But, maybe they all work together harmoniously and the Miami Clamps become the Clamp Voltron. You have the stoppers that are Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Kawhi Leonard, Victor Oladipo, Duncan Robinson, Clamps.
He takes a lot of time off too. Are we not going to mention that?
Yeah, time off. He takes time off in L.A. He hasn't been Heat culture-fied yet. We'll see. And he's a fun guy.
Hey, I'm going to tell you like this. Kawhi seems like he's immune to Heat culture.
What does that mean? What do you mean?
Just that means he has Kawhi culture.
I don't think
if you want Kawhi, you got to have Kawhi culture.
He tried Kawhi
Dude,
culture.
He sat out a whole year with a boo-boo.
Don't say that because that's what Tony Parker. That's what made him upset because Tony Parker said that, and he got all offended. Leroy, we're back in the game for Wales. He wanted to be with Jimmy Butler originally anyway, Leroy. He did. He tried to recruit Jimmy Butler to the Clippers, but you know what Jimmy Butler said? Nah, I'm about that Heat culture.
Yeah?
Yep. And Jimmy Butler in the finals last year, Kawhi looks at that, he goes, because playoff P is going to mess up in the playoffs. That's what playoff P does. So what are you going to do? You're going to stick with the Clippers? Because they already signed playoff P. Playoff P is going nowhere. Nowhere.
You could always tell who is the dominant guy in the two-player deal on the team. Because the guy who's the lesser guy, he always signs that multi-year contract quick. Whereas the main guy waits. You see what I'm saying? LeBron waits. Kawhi waits.
Who's reporting this again, Robbie? Who is the person who's reporting this Kawhi Leonard
NAN.
News? Who?
The NBA Analysis Network.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like Woj,
Wait,
bro.
hold on. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Before 8:10, heard of that network.
I never heard of that network. I never heard of
Nobody
it.
has.
But
No,
Hoops, I
Robbie,
retweeted it.
Where's the
Hoops, I
NAN?
retweeted it.
Wait, where's the NAN network located?
I mean that doesn't matter.
What channel is it?
It's not necessary. I think they mean a network of people. I don't think they mean a television network.
Silly me for thinking a network was a television.
People
But
in the
agents,
know.
Leroy, this league is run by agents. Agents talk. Chit, 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 chit. And if an agent is telling them that he would absolutely be intrigued by Miami, come on, baby.
I hate you.
That
I hate
falsetto.
I hate you. I just don't know what else to say.
You want to get in the lab with me and do the updated version?
Lab.
Yeah, the lab. I'll come on over. I'll come over to Fonz can produce it for us. Please go sign.
You know what Fonz would say? The music will start. You'll start singing. And Fonz will get up and leave.
Disagree. I bet you he'd love it.
He said, "This is beneath my talents."
That may be true. That may be true. But maybe he wants to giggle.
Maybe he wants to join in.
Fonz doesn't giggle. He's way more serious than I am.
I don't know, Leroy.
I am his Tobin. I am my kid's Tobin. Like they just look at me and go.
But to be fair, Kawhi doesn't giggle either when he does it. You know.
How you think Kawhi would feel about that song?
I think he's going to love it because once we have him on the show next year at Media Day, I'm going to play it for him. Except it'll be updated, of course. We can't be making, Bumpy Johnson jokes at this point. We're above that.
We played a Hassan Whiteside song in front of Hassan Whiteside on one of those Heat Media days.
I know he loved it.
Derber.
But it's a sign.
Derber.
He loves anything that has his name in it. He don't care how horrible the song is.
Guy goes, all rights owned by Silly Sauce Productions.
That's a point.
All right, well, if he won't do it, I'll just go find Slim. Slim, where's Slim?
For Twitcher.
Where is Slim?
That's a good question. I really actually don't know where Slim is, but I thought you would love that. You didn't think that was like
where
love.
I'm not gonna find him. I'm not gonna find him at a Whole Foods.
No, I knew that was coming.
That ship has sailed.
Damage is done, my friend.
Yeah.
Now you not want to talk.
Stolen McRib goes, oh no, Leroy is indifferent. Tobin broke him.
No. You don't understand. It's even worse when we're together. Because I'm telling you, when we were going down Vegas after a couple of cocktails, and he was walking right next to me and started shadow boxing, I didn't know what to do.
Earth, Wind, and Kawhi.
Point for Twitcher.
Riley's when Riley sees that today, he goes, let me open up the morning paper. Ooh, Kawhi.
You think?
Oh, I know.
How quick does he get rid of his young talent that he praised so much?
Doesn't have to get rid of it. He has cap space. We'll figure it out, bro.
There's cap space?
And we have max cap space.
I mean, they traded for Jimmy Butler without cap space. They found a way.
Could do it. Riley could do whatever he wants. Andy,
Kawhi don't sound like a discount guy.
Oh, of course not.
Jimmy Butler didn't get a discount either.
Jimmy Butler didn't get a discount. It's all happening for us, baby.
Bam didn't get a discount.
No one's asking for discounts. No one's asking.
What are you gonna do with Dunks?
Dunks will be here. Dunks is gonna be here stroking.
You want Dunks to stay for like $2 million a year?
No, Dunks is going to be. Do you have Andre Iguodala on Duncan Robinson yesterday, Robbie? This is Iguodala. Iguodala was actually talking about Duncan's contract coming on up, which you love about Andre Iguodala. He just talks about the fun stuff. And so this is what Iguodala had to say about Duncan Robinson and all the money he's going to make.
I'm really enjoying the way he's handling, the scouting report. They're trying to, take away the thing they think that he can only do, and he had a dunk not too long ago, got, ball the dribble, got through traffic and, finished it. Or him and Bam is normally Bam handing it to Tyler for a score. And that was one of the, highest connections in the league per possession. But when I start seeing Duncan, look off a defender and throw the lob to Bam, and the defense, trying to figure out how to adjust to that shows a lot of growth. And that handoff was deadly last year, and teams scouted it. So, how does Duncan adjust to make himself a threat still? He starts putting the ball on the floor, and he's only going to get better with it over time and just getting comfortable with it.
Yeah, he's getting well-rounded. He's blowing past people. He's got all the maneuvers. He's got it all happening for him.
All right.
Here's some more Andre Iguodala.
Be able to adjust to a scout, be able to adjust to that pressure, having it, this year being his contract year and trying to perform. And, he has the opportunity to be a very wealthy individual, which he will be. He's got some great teammates around him, and we'll make sure that, he's playing with confidence and he's shooting the ball well. So the last couple games, I've seen a whole lot of growth, and I see him continuing further with that confidence and doing other things.
I feel like Duncan Robinson's not going to know how to handle being wealthy.
What? Sure he will.
I feel like that first dude. When that first direct deposit hits, when Duncan Robinson's on a $15 million contract, like he's gonna probably be staring at that like I was gonna go work at the Ringer.
No, he's not.
He's gonna be playing. He's gonna be playing poker with Paul Pierce.
Dude, I'll tell you one guy who's never gonna get caught with strippers IG living, and that's gonna be Duncan Robinson.
I mean, when he gets this, this new contract, change it.
Think about this. Think of how many knuckleheads have been through the Heat organization. Hassan Whiteside finally got some money. Dion Waiters.
Yep.
Right? And those guys didn't play poker with strippers.
Nope.
But Paul Pierce did.
We had Hassan Whiteside had good, clean fun. He had an aquarium. He was on Tanked, Koi Fish Pond. Dion Waiters bought the biggest bed known to man, and he got a moat.
Here's the deal. Everything that you do shouldn't be video recorded. And you shouldn't need or want it to be video recorded. Sometimes you need some alone time to take care of that other you. We all other you. You know what that is. Whether you with your significant other, whether you doing some dirt with somebody, whatever it is, that's the stuff that you need to keep in your private life.
Hollywood Hector says James Johnson buying a spacesuit. Yep, I remember that.
Right.
James Johnson had the coolest attire. Like, these guys could talk. Any of these Heat players, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, they could all talk about drip all they want. Nobody had the drip like James Johnson. That dude came in one time in a leopard coat.
Hey, what about when D Wade dressed like alfalfa with the short suit?
Oh man. the thing that went down to his belly button, the V. Dude, David Allen says Duncan Robinson is going to diversify his earnings.
Right. That's it. That's dunks. That's dunks. I mean, here, you think Duncan would be happier that the contract means that he made it, or about the money that he makes?
I think both are nice. I think it's a great.
I think it'll mean more to him from where he came from.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, it's an amazing journey. It's an amazing journey to get to that point. But you think he's like, he probably like goes to his podcast, but he goes, "You think I could go buy like a Mercedes now or something?" Because you can go buy the dealership, Duncan.
I think that he says, "The hell with this podcast. I got paid."
Yeah, podcast, schmodcast.
The just got paid podcast.
This is Duncan Robinson. My microphone is made of pure gold.
Yeah, but keep in mind, I mean, the guy he does a podcast with. I mean, what's his name? The other shooter.
Reddick.
When he was on his podcast.
Oh, Reddick. Yeah, Reddick does a podcast.
Reddick has been making money for years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't understand how. I mean, guys like that are just shooters for hire.
Yep.
Right?
Much.
Is Dunk's going to be that?
I don't know. He's getting a lot better. He's I don't know. His
game is
into
expanding.
form. Yeah.
His game is expanding to not only be a shooter.
He's going to, I'll tell you who's going to love playing next to Kawhi Leonard.
Well, aren't Kawhi Leonard and damn, what the hell's wrong with me here?
Duncan Robinson or
No,
Victor
not Duncan
Oladipo?
Robinson. No, Jimmy. Aren't they there?
Are they the same player?
Yeah.
Kawhi's a better shooter.
Kawhi's a better shooter.
Yeah.
But basically with how they try to impact the game, I would say Jimmy's a better assist.
Yes,
right?
Definitely.
Kawhi's a little bit better with the clamps on defense.
Right, but for the most part, they are the same player with how they go about things. Now, I will say this: can you imagine Jimmy at the 3, Kawhi at the 2, Oladipo at the point guard? Who's scoring?
Bam.
Who's scoring on them?
Oh, who's scoring on them? Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. Who are we going to take on tonight? We're taking on the Miami Clamps.
They'll have a game where they give up a lot of threes.
Right. Now, I will say this. If they get Kawhi, no Depot, you think they can't sign both of them.
They got his bird rights. I don't know how that all works, man. I don't know how that all works. I know. Yeah, give me Albert Namad, or give me Bobby Marks, or give me that Larry fella who comes up with the FAQ. Give me one of them. Give me Andy Ellisberg. Give me a cap guru. Let me figure this out. How we're gonna have Oladipo, Kawhi, Jimmy, Bam, and Duncan Robinson making 18 mil. Somebody figure it out for me. All right. All I am here to do is make whale sounds and fuel the flames of erroneous reports. That's what I'm here for. Texter writes in, you actually think Jimmy Buckets is going to let Kawhi sit out 15 games a year and take quarters off? He doesn't have Heat mentality. I don't want him. You know, Jimmy Butler's missed more than 15 games this year, right, sir? Like, I just want to make sure we're on the same page there. It's like, you know, Jimmy has not played every single game this year. So he didn't kick himself off the team. So do I think that Jimmy Butler would be okay with Kawhi Leonard as a teammate? Yeah, I do. I think he wanted to come to Miami. I mean, that was pretty clear because it was reported that Kawhi wanted Jimmy Butler as his partner with the LA Clippers more so than Paul George. But, you know, Jimmy wanted to do his own thing in Miami. He wanted to be in a place that actually wanted him. Didn't want to be at the time, didn't want to be second fiddle. Now he's established he's the guy down here in Miami. Brings Kawhi in. Kawhi doesn't want to be with that kook. What's that dude's name? The guy who owns the Clippers, Steve Ballmer. That guy's a weirdo. There's no way that he wants to be around that guy. Always cheering. Does Kawhi sound like he wants to be with that guy? No. He wants to be with the cool silver fox like Pat Riley.
What, people complain about guys like that, but that seems like the kind of guy that will put all of his resources towards winning. That's not a bad thing to have for him.
Nah. He's going out there and he's acting like a loon with nobody in the stands.
He's an enthusiastic owner. He's not an owner that is like some of these owners that have to have control. There's a difference.
Another guy says, I'm not paying Duncan Robinson max money. One trick pony. He's fine if he's hitting threes, but he's not going
to get max money.
He's not going to make max money. But he's going to make good shooter money.
He'll make $15 million at least a year.
Yep.
And I think the Heat are past the period of why don't you take less so we can bring somebody else in. That no longer applies. Don't mention it. Don't bring it up. No nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. I mean, like, he's going to have a lot of people pursuing him. And the other thing is, I think this is all going to be dictated upon how, by the way, Leroy, is it me or is this the worst Robbie's anonymous face has ever been?
Oh my goodness. It is like,
I'm sorry I get distracted with this so much, especially for the radio audience, but like, you don't understand. Like, Robbie's up on a screen with us now every single day, and he literally just turned into the shadows. Like, it's crazy. It's like a magic trick.
8 o'clock.
But anyway, I think a lot of this, I think it has to do with Oladipo, and I think this has to do with, I think all of these guys are going to be looked upon as, what does this team do in the playoffs? Where do they go from? Because we know that Jimmy and Bam are the guy. We know that they're the two foundational pieces, and who are going to be the pieces around him. So you bring in Oladipo. Is he healthy enough to get through this thing? Is he really going to be producing for you? Is that trio? Let's just say you don't get Kawhi. Is that trio good enough to get you over the top against the likes of Brooklyn, Philly, Milwaukee, and I guess eventually whoever comes out of the West? If they truly feel that, after, if it comes down to the wire in a really good conference finals game, then maybe they don't take swings like that or don't go with home run cuts. If they feel like they're way off, yeah, then I feel like they're gonna cut bait on the Oladipo thing and maybe try something like convince Kawhi Leonard to come over here, or maybe go all in, try and see if Bradley Beal is sick and tired of getting his brains bashed in with the Wizards. I think that is probably the next play, but I think it's all dictated upon what does this team do to play. Same with Duncan Robinson. Is Duncan Robinson a guy who has to be reckoned with in the playoffs, or is he a guy that can get scouted out and snuffed out by teams that get him in a series? All of these things I think will be answered.
Keep in mind, you're also forgetting one aspect of this whole situation is that you have a couple of guys who are still very young. And while that can be great, they aren't where Kawhi is or Jimmy is in his career. Bam isn't even there yet. So
Nope.
you do have to kind of try to figure out what the end result is going to be for these players. To just say over the hump is being unfair to the situation, and you're not being realistic. You're not being realistic if you expect Tyler to be that guy right now.
Right.
Or you're expecting Dunks. If you've seen,
that's why
the way Dunks has grown from last year to this year with the different things that he does now. What is that going to look like in a year? What is that going to look like in 2 years? You have to be able to do that before you just determine they aren't the guys to get us there.
And the other thing is you have to look at the situation with Tyler. That's why Pat Riley goes out there and he talks him up and says, listen, we think we don't just give that away. We think he could be a great player. And while it's a very nice thing to say about Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, he's also laying the groundwork for what those assets are, because what the Heat don't have in draft capital, he's hoping they have in young guys that they could be able to deal eventually. That's a little bit of a weird situation because he's not going to be under contract. Tyler still is. He's still on his rookie deal.
Right.
But that's why he goes and he does things like that. We'll take a quick break. 786-360-0790 is the text line. We'll get you caught up with the headlines. A lot of things happening in sports yesterday. Robbie's got it all for you. We also give you another chance to win some of Leroy's loot. Back with more after this.